welcome to the webinar. Today we're going to be talking about something that is very important, how to increase your Google Ads return on investment. And before I go ahead with the presentation, I want to tell you a little bit about Green Lotus. We started in 2012, and since we have more than 1,000 clients in Canada, US, and all around the world. These are some of our featured clients as well. We got really popular in 2015 when we launched Green Lotus Tools. It's Canada's first and only SEO tools that we have with more than 35 tools in one place. And as Susan said, it was an honor to win the Canadian Entrepreneur of the Year that year as well. So let's get started. Where is the best place to find new leads and clients online? This is one of the hardest questions, but sometimes entrepreneurs and marketing managers don't think about that reality that right now 91% of consumers start their search on a search engine before they're making any buying decision. The more interesting one is that 75% of those 91% never scroll past the first page. We do have that thing in the back of our minds. If what we're looking for is not on the first page of Google, it's not good enough. And if that's true for you, why would it be any different for your client? They also expect you to be on the first page of Google. More interestingly, that 47% of searches happen on Google have a local intent. That means they have the country name or the city name or the neighborhood name or the town name. So that means that people are looking for services in their own local area. They want to drive up to you and ask questions or buy the products and take the product and things like that. 78% of online mobile searches result in an offline purchase. That's for the retail business specifically, but that shows a huge trend that mobile users are acting very effectively online. So this is the most important part. If your strategy is not focused on Google and search engines first, then you could be missing the target. You could be focused a little bit more on social media as a sales channel, which might be a little bit of a waste of time and effort because social media is meant for social and engagement and brand awareness. Is not meant for selling. When I need to buy something, I go to Google and search exactly what I need to do. So I'm not saying do not do social media. I'm saying do not do social media, especially when it comes to sales and new leads. Search engines like Google, Bing, and YouTube is a lot better in that regard. And again, every industry is a little bit different as well. So how to dominate the first page of Google? And I didn't say how to rank first on the first page of Google. I said dominate. Dominate meaning that I want you to rank as 2, 3, 4 times on the first page of Google. I want you to rank with an ad, a Google listing, another news, image, videos, all of that stuff. The more real estate you take on the first page of Google, you guarantee yourself a steady flow of leads and sales as well. So let's move forward. This is the hardest part. A lot of business owners and marketing managers have no time. You're busy with running your own resorts or restaurant or business, and there's really no time in the day. And 47% of business owners have no expertise when it comes to digital marketing. I'm very fortunate that this is what I've been doing for the last 12 years. So when I started my company, I was able to do that effectively. So let's decode the first page of Google. The first type of result that shows, and we all know it's called paid advertising or ads, or sometimes we call it pay per click. And then we have other types of results that show up on the first page of Google. We call them organic, which are the type of results that you don't need to pay Google to appear on the first page of Google, like local search results or regular search results or news. I'm going to also break it down a little bit more for you. Guys, there's 7 opportunities, 7 verticals, and 7 chances you can rank and dominate the first page of Google. These are, the first one is the ads, as we talked. You can rank as a regular web page, as maps, images, videos, news, and shopping. These are the 7 verticals that majority of major search engines agree to. And just to break it down, 6 of those opportunities belong to SEO or organic traffic. We speak a lot about SEO in our webinars and our education, and we have our own SEO tools. Today is not the day we're going to be talking about SEO. We're going to be talking more about ads. If you are spending money online, how you can be more effective. And these are some of the most important verticals that you can show on the first page of Google, but there's something called position zero. And these are what we call featured snippets. These are the type of results that are always ranked on top of everything else, and you have like a box around it and bullet points and shapes. This is actually one of the results for one of our clients. They have an HR appraisal software, and someone is asking how to questions to ask an appraisal, and you can see that it shows on the first page of Google and looks like the answer from God. Here's another example for one of our clients. He does wine transport, and he is ranking as a feature snippet on top of 4.5 million pages. So this is not just a regular listing. This is a featured listing. We call those, again, position zero. There are different formats that actually those feature snippets appear in, like events, recipes, nearby, things like that. That's one of the most important things you should focus on in the future, actually, of SEO and voice search will be more than 80% of results appeared on voice search like Google Homes were feature snippets. So where to focus your time and money, because this is the only two things that we have. So let me break it down a little bit. SEO is like buying a car. You can buy a car for $24,000. You pay $1,000 for the next 2 years, but after you pay off the car, it's expensive, right? After you pay off the car, you still have the car and the mileage. Cars you live for up to 10 years. But paying for ads is like leasing a car or like getting into a taxi. Now it's the high season. You want to get from point A to point B as fast as you can, generate as much leads and sales as you can. This is exactly like leasing a car. After you stop leasing a car, you have no car. So it will do you the purpose. It will deliver you from A to B, but there's no gain value in the long term. And this is why we recommend more of a hybrid approach between those two strategies. And I'm not here today to tell you how to drive a car, but you know your business better, and you know what's your long-term plans and what's your short-term plans. The one thing that we found a lot when we onboard new clients is that 62% of business owners do not know whether their marketing is working for them or not. You have been spending money on SEO, on PPC, on social media, on radio ads, on buses. Your business has been growing and you've been successful in some areas, but you don't even know which area did the best for you. And this is why digital marketing is one of those things I love digital marketing, is that does not leave any doubts. I'm a geek, I'm a number guy, and everything I do in digital marketing have to come back with a number that I can justify a return on investment on. And this is what we are going to talk about today. I'm going to give you 6 quick and precise tips on how to increase your Google Ads campaign return on investment. Ready? Let's go. Number 1, focus on prospect clients close to the decision-making phase. When we buy anything online or services, or we choose a restaurant or we go to a resort, we go through 3 different stages. The first one is we call browsing. Browsing is more about wide searches, restaurants in New York, resorts in California, things like that. And then I get to chat with my partner. Okay, I learn 1 or 2 new factors about what I want to do for vacation, and then we choose the city or we choose the water park kind of a type. We will add 1 more identifier to your keyword, and that will be the compare. So I know what I want to do and I know what I want to do it, and then the next one will be the deciding. This is when keywords get a lot longer when you're searching in Google, and that's pretty much what we want to focus on, the people who are very close to making a decision. So a search like that will be water park resorts in California under $200 a night. That will be the type of search that someone is so close to making a decision that is looking for. To give you a simpler way to justify this, so let's assume that you have a T-shirt business. You don't want to bid on someone that is looking for a T-shirt, because there could be millions of variation, and there's quite a possibility that you don't have that T-shirt, that specific type of T-shirt. So that's where the high competitive and high volume type of keyword bidding. And then when you move to like the considering stage, then you start looking for 2 to 2-3 keyword phrases. Blue t-shirts, that's good. We're getting close to the people who want to decide. The people who want to decide or know exactly what they want, that will be the blue American Apparel t-shirt. That part is not a lot of searches happening around that keyword, but guess what? That's good news. You don't have to pay as much for those keywords, and your conversion rate will be a lot higher. So I don't want you to show your ad to everyone. I only want you to show your ad to someone is in the decision-making stage. That is the best place to spend your money, unless you're a big brand like Costco and want to spend like $2 million a year on it. If you have a limited budget, these are the only keywords, 3 to 5 keywords to bid on Google AdWords or whatever the platform that you are setting your campaigns on. I don't want you to bid on any keywords less than 3 words. That's the best place to be. Tip number 2, I want you to think mobile first. There's gone the days that we have to design like desktop and design like what the experience is going to be on computer. We don't do that anymore. This is an analysis of how many of the share of online searches initiated on mobile devices first. The average is 60%, but let's look at your kind of industry here. I would think tourism will be in the lifestyle or travel and maps, so 52 and 62. So yes, we are around that 60%. So people start something serious on mobile. Usually when you use your mobile device, you are want something immediately. You want to talk to someone on the phone, or you want to get a direction or something like that. And here's another case study that 50% of local mobile searches result in a store visit within 1 day. Isn't that a nice number? And unfortunately, this is one of the biggest limitations that business owners have these days. More than 70% of business owners are not mobile ready. 59% of all websites in the world right now are old, not mobile friendly. 11% of businesses have no websites whatsoever, and only 30% of them are actually mobile ready or responsive. There are some case studies that says that a business loses anywhere between $60,000 to $200,000 a year on average if they do not have a mobile optimized and mobile strategy. This is the biggest alarm I want to put into your ears today. I've been speaking with Susan for, 2-3 years now. I've seen a lot of the websites, and majority of the websites I got to be honestly seeing from this group are not mobile responsive, old websites. Actually, 2 webinars ago, we had a client that signed up from our webinar, Penn's Cave. They had a website that is designed, like 10, 12 years ago, and now they're generating more than 100 leads a week. The website is called Penn's Cave, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in the presentation. So this is one of the things that I'm still on the mobile point. You actually can go straight down to the kill without showing someone a landing page. There are an extension in Google AdWords called Mobile Only Call Button. So this extension will only show when someone searching on Google from mobile, where they can actually, they search here landscaping, they saw your ad, and instead of going to the landing page, they click on the icon and boom, right to go. And the alternative will be going to your landing page, looking for the About Us or the phone number, and then maybe the phone number is not clickable. They have to copy, paste it, put it on the phone, and then dial. Then they have to do 4 or 5 clicks to do the same type of action. There are some case studies that says that you lose about 50% of your leads every time you ask them to do an extra click. It's shocking. So if you end up with 100 people interested in your product, you're going to end up with like 1.5 conversion rate, which could be anywhere between 5 to 25 we've seen so far with that kind of extension. Tip number 3, elevate your landing pages. This is the first thing a client sees of your brand, and you really need to be a powerhouse in that. So I want you guys to take a deeper look and guess which country this picture is from. It's not India, it's Egypt. This is Tahrir Square. This is one of the biggest squares in Egypt, and it takes a lot of time to go anywhere. And I want you to imagine that I'm going to offer you $100 to go sit in that sweaty, hot bus. would you pay for that? Would you actually say, like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I'm going to go get stuck in traffic for the next, 2 days. And this is pretty much what a lot of businesses do when they send Google Ads traffic to regular websites or websites that are not mobile friendly. You're spending your money in the wrong direction. I have not seen your web page or your website, but your home page is the most confusing page on your website. You should see our home pages. They're like 2 mile long, talks about everything. But when you pay for someone to come and click on an ad and be very interested in what you have to offer, you really have to design that experience and really determine what you want to achieve from there. And you have to give a great experience on all devices. And this is one of the examples. When you look at this landing page, there is no navigation. There's nothing to be clicked on unless you actually want to convert and you want to give me your information. You don't want to send your valuable $2, $3, $4, or $5 click to your homepage where they're going to get lost. You want to really confine the experience and what they can do on your website. And my advice to you is keep it simple. Someone is looking for something or an offer, or they want to just know the feature, benefits, and the price. That's pretty much what they want to do. This is one of my favorite landing pages. The pages don't even have 100 words, but you know how it's used, you know its benefits, and then you can start right now. Here's another benefit. You want to live in this great community as a realtor selling your services or a home builder. A big, nice lifestyle image shows you what your life could be, and let's start. Let's live there. That's very important. There's no links about us, and we were established in 1959, and here's my Facebook feed, and no. Just right to the kill. This is a landing page that we designed for one of our clients. ExploreNet is the largest internet remote provider in Canada. You know, Canada is huge, and a lot of areas in it is remote, and they have their own satellites, and they do quite amazing service. And this is a page we designed for them. Now, I want to give you the most important aspects on why we did the design this way. So these are some of the quick steps. Get to the point. The most important part in your web design of a landing page is that you get to the point. Have a visible call to action. And this is very important as well. And let people know firsthand what they need to do if they are interested in your service. And use contrasting colors. As you can see, the only green thing in that page is the form. And when I say get to the point, I'm mainly talking about your headline. Your headline is about 50% of the factors that determine you're going to get this lead or not, because it is the factor that determines to the user, are they on the right page or not. It will confirm to them, yes, this is a remote area internet provider. Let's read the headline together. Faster high-speed internet is now available where you live. It's right straight to the point. And the price is underneath there, so it's right there. Content. Have clear headlines, attractive offers, and make sure to ensure your product benefits. If you can see here, it speeds up to 25 megabytes, connect your entire home, no equipment to buy. Right off the bat, you don't need to buy anything, you don't need to make holes, we will take care of everything and connect your entire house for you. That's the main benefit. And then lastly, I want you to do this 5-test rule. On your landing pages, I want you to show your landing page if you're sending Google Ads to a website or a page and to a stranger and ask them those 3 questions and make sure he can answer them in 5 seconds. What's in it for me? How much does it cost? And how to get it? Those are the most important 3 questions anyone that needs to answer on a page. So we're going to do this experiment with you together right now. So I'm going to show you a landing page for one of our clients, Vistaprint, the biggest printing company in North America. And I'm going to show you the ad for 5 seconds, and I want you to answer those 3 questions. What's in it for me? How much does it cost? And how to get it? All right. 1, 2. So what is it? It's a business card. What's in it for me? It's cheap. How to get it? Right there. Get started. That's pretty much what I want you to know, and there's no like expensive shipping. It's the benefits is right there and it's very clear. One more note on the landing page is that I want you guys to do A/B testing. I don't want you just to say, I think, assume, maybe this is the best way to do this. So this is a test, one of the very early tests we did for ExploreNet. The two pages are exactly the same content. One time the phone and the form is on the right and one time is on the left. Take a second here and think which one actually has performed better. It's this one. And the reason why is that when we scan a page, we scan it from the top right, the top left to the bottom right. So I actually knew how to get this product before I know what the product is. And I'm not talking about slightly better conversion rate. It was actually more than double that this page converted to the other one. We did another experiment where we showed the shelf price and a discounted price, right? The exact page layout and everything. And we actually learned that there's no difference. And one of the learning is that if there's no difference in discounted price and shelf price, then the company does not need to discount its product. You actually can make all of that money. People are just happy to have internet in their cottage, fast internet in their cottage. These are some of the learnings that I want you internally, guys, to run these tests and really know what is performing best for your business, because every little percentage that you can squeeze in your conversion rate, that means a lot of money in your pocket. So if you can make the cost per lead go down from $50 to $30, that means that you're going to get 2 new leads every 10 leads. You're going to get them for free. So who wouldn't like that? Tip number 4, use dynamic phone tracking. Some of you might be unfamiliar with this term. So let me explain it a little bit. So regular phone tracking is you call AT&T or whatever company that you're working with, and you ask for an 800 number, you put it on a website or a flyer or whatever that is, and then you know how many people came from that commercial. And that's it. A dynamic phone number tracking is a script that we put on, on your landing page that actually let us know what was the keyword that someone searched on Google, what was the ad copy we searched. We served them and they clicked on, and how long did they stay on our page, and did they actually make that phone call or not, and we get to listen to the phone call as well. This is amazing. A lot of companies have used this not to just generate lead, to also control and improve their support quality. And one dentist found out that the secretary provides wrong information. One big realty company found that the average wait time is 3 minutes. I'm like, who does that? So it's huge technology from both lead generation and ROI optimization, and also quality. We did a case study with Remax Canada, and we found that more than 87% of all lead generated are phone calls. People want to know how much, can I see it, can I buy it? The real estate is very hot here in Canada and Toronto especially, so it's a very active community here. So they want to know, they want to just get to the bottom of it and ask questions right to the realtors, and they close a lot more deals with this kind of technology. So without going into the main details of this, but what this technology will allow you to do is that we can track calls from everywhere. So you will know your call tracking from Google Organic, Google Paid, Facebook, newspapers, people came directly to your website. It's huge amount of insights. And you can record the phone call, and there's something called conversation intelligence as well, that you can actually, if you get a bigger volume of calls, you can actually judge the quality of them without listening to every one of them as well. So tip number 5, prepare for high seasons. Every product, every service, all industries have high seasons. And this is, some case studies say that conversions in high season sometimes is 300% more than on average time of year. So be ready when that wave of traffic comes in. Your campaign has to be set, your landing page has to be amazing, and you have to spend your budget in a timely manner. This is a case study from the real estate industry. And as you can see, there's 2 peaks in the summer and the fall, and they have been the same every year, and it's very consistent. Be aware of big events happening around you. Be aware of changes in law. Be aware of weather shifts. When Canada hosted the Olympics a few years ago, the real estate market in Vancouver boomed. Things like that, the realtors that were able to capitalize on that were just quite amazing. If you have a restaurant or a resort and there's a big event or a festival happening around you, make sure that you target that festival keyword. I'm like, hey, check our resort or restaurant after you check the bacon festival or something like that. Number 6, use the right tools. One of the things I love about digital marketing, as I said, is that it gives me the right answer. I don't need to guess or say maybe it worked, maybe it did not work. So I recommend you guys to use every tool under your disposal. Track e-commerce, leads, phone calls, devices usage, all of the keyword ranking, cost per lead. And one of the tools that guys can really rely on is Green Lotus SEO tools. You can even try it for free. There's no credit card required, 7 days free trial, and you also get a hands-on SEO training on top of that. So with that in mind, how can it really impact the bottom line of my business? We talked a lot. Can you show us some examples that will say exactly how did it work for your business? This is a case study. Again, the case study, the same one that I talked about from Remax. And here are some numbers. As we said, more than 87% of leads came from phone calls, and more than 76% of all leads were qualified leads. Yes, you're going to get the tire kickers. Yes, you're going to get people that don't read and just call for no reason. But the big majority of the leads were on top and were really interested in highly qualified leads. And why am I saying that? Because the average phone call was almost 7 minutes. A 7-minute phone call for a realtor, that is a really good amount of time to tell them about the market, the listings they have, get his phone number and his email, and book a coffee time to chat as well. That all can be done in 7 minutes. And how much do you think that costs? A realtor is willing to pay up to $500 in referral fees. If you have a friend that you can actually refer to a realtor, you can ask for anywhere between $500 to $1,000 just to give him that kind of buyer that he or someone wants to sell their house. This was generated for a cost of $61. It's not cheap. It's not $1 a lead or $2 a lead. This is not the type of leads you want to get, because you will waste a lot of your time for those cheap recycle leads. This is hot qualified leads, and the best part about this lead that is hot right now and is Googling the services or the type of restaurants or resorts that you have right now. This is the best kind of leads that you can ask for. Another one to put more of a dollar value, that wine shipping company that I talked about, Expediter, they actually generated leads for $86. This guy ships wine cellars and expensive wines and insured wines and things like that. It's not cheap. Again, this is considered a high cost per lead for most of businesses. But 25%, he was able to close 25% of all the leads we generated for him. A good salesperson, if he closed anywhere between 10 to 15% or sometimes 20% is good. 25 is quite amazing. And guess what was the value of that client? Their average value, their average job value is $3,200. So you can see that it's very well worth it. And if I want to put that in number, I would say that they made 821% return on investment. That means for every dollar they put online, they got more than $8 back. And this is pretty much how digital marketing works. You want to get to that number. How much am I getting back for every dollar I put online? Not just the cost per ad, the agency that is managing it for you, or if you are managing it yourself, how much time are you spending on that? Is it worth it, your time? All of that stuff, I want you guys to quantify and be able to calculate what is the return on investment. And from that point, I don't want to just leave you with those 6 tips. I want to give you guys some insights into the future. And what is the future of advertising? Where are we going right now, and where is the big trends are happening? I spoke a lot about mobile. Do you guys think that mobile is the future of advertising and search? Actually, no, I do not agree. Mobile is the present of digital marketing and advertising. If you don't have a mobile strategy today, you lose anywhere between $60,000 to $200,000 a year. then what is the future? The future is machine learning. Right now, we have more data points than the number of objects on planet Earth. That's a huge number of data points. We leave huge digital footprint on everything we do online. And the successful companies in the future are those type of companies that will be able to connect the dots in a useful and meaningful way and present it to their clients. And one of the big trends that are very related to our presentation today is voice search and Google Homes and Alexas and all of this stuff. Actually, Comscore is predicting that by the year 2020, which is what, 6 months from now, 50% of all searches will become via voice. People will no longer go on their desktop or mobile. They want answers very quick, and that is a huge, major shift. There is bad news and good news for this. The bad news is that when we used to compete on Google Ads or on desktop or mobile, when you go to Google, they show you about 10 regular results and 3 to 5 ads that shows on the first page of Google. That's 15 results. Right now, when you go ask Google or Amazon, most of the time it gives you one answer to a maximum of 3 answers. So the fight for 15 results will become the fight for 1. That is a really, really bad news. And I always say it in a lot of the conferences that I speak at that mainly 30 to 50% of the businesses listening to me right now will not exist in 2 to 3 years because the market is shifting dramatically. This is a very hard turn that the advertising world is going to. But what is the good news? The good news is that if you have a strong SEO strategy, you can dominate voice search too. If you show up as 1 or 2 or 3 different results on the first page of Google, you will be dominating the Google Home results. There's a case study that showed that more than 80% of the results that Google Home pronounce when they respond with an answer back to you are what we call position 0. Those are the feature snippets. And we have a lot of case studies that I talked quite a bit about it on the SEO webinars, and I showed like more than 3 or 5 results of our clients that we were able to get them on voice search via feature snippets as well. And this is how you can actually take advantage today of machine learning and the new kind of technologies that are coming about. The first and most important thing that I see a lot of people are struggling with, and they want to make a lot of money online, but in order to make a lot of money online, you have to have a strong foundation. You cannot ask to have a high-rise building if you don't have the proper foundation. And this is why we're so proud to launch a new product called Smartsite. But before I talk about Smartsite, let me tell you a little bit about what Not So Smart Sites do. Not So Smart Sites are offering the same content to all visitors. It's like a flyer in front of your door that is saying the same thing to everyone. They're slow, especially on mobile. Most small businesses host their websites on a shared hosting platform, which are very slow. If you're paying anywhere between $5 to whatever, $20 or $50, you're most likely on a shared hosting platform. They're self-managed hosting security plugins. A lot of small sites, small businesses get hacked. They don't know how to manage it. They are not secured. And most of drag and drop sites are not SEO friendly. There is a lot of nice, easily built functionality. You guys know what I'm talking about. Some of them are even $5 a month. But what you get in usability, you really lose in searchability and be able to be found. And the biggest point, as I said, that more than 70% of small businesses are not ready for mobile, and it's quite shocking. And this is, as I said, we launched this product quite recently, and we're very proud. All the clients we onboarded on it were quite stunned with it. And let me tell you 3 most important things you need to know about Smartsite today. Number 1, Smartsite is built for personalization. So instead of having a sign or a flyer saying the same thing to everyone that is passing by, why don't you have someone standing in front of your door and try to interact with your visitors? So it's that kind of platform that will allow you to actually deliver a unique experience to each visitor based on the triggers that you set in your website. This is not complicated whatsoever. These are the type of triggers you can set. These are the type of action that the website wants to happen, and this is the personalization. It happens in 3 simple steps. Let me give you examples. If you're running ads on Facebook or Google, you can actually, when someone comes from that specific URL, you can say, oh, special offer for Facebook users. You will make me feel special about this, and you're only spending the coupons and the discounts on your most valuable customers. If, let's say that you run a restaurant and it's after hours, someone came to your website, tried to find your phone number, called, there's a long voice message, and they didn't leave a voice message, and you lost that client. Instead of that, the website will know that it's after 9 p.m., says, hi, sorry, we're closed, reserve your table now. So you don't lose that client even while your restaurant is closed and nobody can answer the phone. The website can even detect where is someone on their mobile. So if you're a restaurant or resort and someone is within 5 or 10 mile radius, you can add a new row on your website where it say that you're so close, click here to get direction. And during Valentine's Day, you can show special bars and discount codes. As you can see, the uses are unlimited, and the impact on the businesses that just signed up for this were quite amazing as well. Number 2, Smartsite is built for mobile users first. With 60% of all traffic and sales come from mobile traffic and mobile users, you really need to pay close attention to this. 50% of local mobile traffic end up in a store visit within 1 day. Wouldn't you like that? 60%. This is quite amazing stat. So this is the only platform in the world, as far as I know, that is designed for mobile first. What I mean, WordPress and the big popular web design platforms are usually designed for desktop experience first and then made responsive for mobile. We started the other way around. We designed our websites for mobile users first and then made it responsive for desktop. So you will notice a huge user experience difference, especially on mobile. The last thing I want you to know, there's actually a lot of reasons about Smartsite, but this is the most important 3 features that is built to meet the high standards of Google latest algorithm updates and guidelines. And one of the 2 most important things are Google have officially said that slow websites will not rank well. And think about the last time you went on your mobile device and you had to wait for a website to load for 8 or 10 seconds. You just went back and choose another website. So our websites will be hosted on Amazon Premium platform, and this is one of the fastest servers in North America, and will make your website blazing fast. And the cost of the hosting is included in the platform. And we're also going to include the SSL certificate as well, which we will also have announced that not secured sites will not rank as well. Even if you use Google Chrome will even show a warning. I'm like, hey, don't go to that website. It might be unsecured. So that setup, SSL encryption, ongoing fee and renewal, that is also included in your website. I just want you guys to have it set it all in one time and forget it. So take a second and think how much a software like this will cost. Well, I'm not going to keep you guys waiting. It starts from $59 a month US, and the $59, you get the platform, you get the technology, you can build it yourself, or you can pay a one-time low fee of $50 for us to build your website, and then you manage it yourself. Or you get the DIY Plus, where we actually throw in the DIY tools, the hands-on training, and the free support, phone support as well on top. Or you get the concierge package. I'm too busy to design, I'm too busy to manage. Do everything for me. So that includes 5 pages, content writing and web design, ongoing website edits and uploading. If you're busy to change pricing or add a blog post or design a new page, we'll do it for you. And also include the advanced account of our SEO tools on top of all of that. We actually have quite a phenomenal offer right now going that we are giving 50% off on the first month for any of those subscriptions. As you can see, the DIY and the DIY Plus, there is no commitment. We're not going to hold you to anything. Come try it and see if this is the right platform for you as well. And especially for today, I'm going to offer you guys to thank you for coming to this webinar and taking the time out of your day. I would love to offer you $400 in free Google advertising on our PPC packages. So if you don't have the time to run your own ads, we will love to set it up for you Our prices start from $399, $849, $14.99, and the media buy budget is included in that price. So we're not going to charge you on top of that. As you can see, the media buy is included right here. So from the $399, $225 is going to go to Google, $550 and $1,050 will go to Google as well. This has been quite a pleasure to really have this webinar with you guys. And the last thing I would love to say that marketing is everything. You can have the best resort or the best restaurant in the world, but if nobody can see it, how good it is. And this is why we would love to help you and offer everyone that participates in today's webinar a free marketing consultation value of $350. We will send that information via email, and we'll love to help every and single one of you, even if you do not become our clients. And with that, I want to thank you so much for investing that time with us today. Thanks.